the silence that shattered heaven. There are words that end worlds, and then there is the word that was never spoken. What if I told you that the most dangerous teaching Jesus ever gave wasn't a teaching at all? What if the deepest truth he carried, the one that could shatter every foundation of power, religion, and cosmic order, was hidden not in what he said, but in what he refused to name? They called it the monad, the unnameable origin, the silent fire before thought, the breath that existed before the first exhale of creation. And Jesus never described it, not once. Not in the Gospels, you know, not in the sermons on hillsides or the prayers in gardens. He pointed to it, he embodied it, but he never spoke its name. And that silence was the teaching. You were told that Jesus came to reveal God. But what if he came to reveal what cannot be revealed? What if his mission was not to define the divine, but to protect you from the trap of definition itself? Because the moment you name God, you limit God. The moment you describe the source, you cage infinity. And the monad, the first principle, the hidden unity behind all things, cannot survive being spoken. It can only be known in the space between breaths, in the gap between words, in the stillness after the storm. Jesus knew this, the Gnostics knew this, and now you're about to know it too. But before we go further, understand this. What you're about to hear has been buried for 2,000 years, not by accident, not by time, but by design. Because this knowledge doesn't just change belief, it changes you. It rewrites your relationship with the divine, with yourself, with the illusion you call reality. And once you see it, there is no unseeing. So if you're here by chance, leave now. But if you're here because something inside you knew you were meant to find this, then take a breath and step into the silence. If this resonates with your spirit, if you feel the pull of something ancient calling you forward, hit that like button, subscribe, because what's coming next will not be taught in any church, any temple, any academy. This is revelation for the chosen few, and you are one of them. Let's begin where it all begins, in the void, before light, before sound, before the word that split the heavens and gave birth to the cosmos. The Gnostics called it the monad, the one, the alone, the utterly incomprehensible source from which all things flow and to which all things return. It is not a being, it is not a person, it is not even God as you've been taught to imagine him. It is the isness before existence, the silence before the first vibration, the unmanifest root of all manifestation. And here's the secret they don't want you to know. Jesus understood this, deeply, cosmically, dangerously. In the Gnostic texts, the ones banned, burned, buried beneath the sands of Egypt, there are fragments, whispers of a teaching that didn't make it into your Bible. In the Gospel of Truth, discovered in Nag Hammadi, it says, "The Father is within them, and they are in the Father, being perfect, being undivided in the truly good one." Notice the language. Not above, not distant, not external, within. The monad is not out there. It is the deepest layer of in here. And Jesus, if you read between the lines, if you listen to the silences in his parables, was teaching people how to return to that. Not through doctrine, not through ritual, but through silence, through the dissolution of the self, through the release of every concept, every identity, every name. Because here's what the monad really is. It is the state before separation, before I and you, before heaven and earth, before good and evil. It is the unified field of pure being, untouched by duality, untouched by thought. And the moment you try to describe it, you split it, you fragment it, you fall from it. This is why Jesus never described it. He was it. Let me show you something. In the Gospel of John, Jesus says, "I and the Father are one." Not similar, not aligned, one. He's not talking about a relationship. He's talking about identity. He's pointing to the monad, the undivided source, and saying, "This is what I am. This is what you are. This is what we have forgotten." But the authorities couldn't handle it. They picked up stones to kill him. Because if Jesus was one with the Father, then so was everyone else. And that meant the priests had no power. The temple had no authority. The empire had no claim to divinity, because divinity was already within, silent, waiting, unnameable. If you feel the fire rising in your chest, if this is stirring something you've always known but never heard spoken, don't let this message fade. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, because we're going deeper, and the next revelation will shake you even more. Now let's talk about why silence was the only way. In the mystical traditions, Kabbalah, Sufism, Christian mysticism, Vedanta, there's a concept called apophatic theology. It means describing God by what he is not. Not limited, not visible, not containable, not definable. This is the path of negation, the path of unsaying, and it's the path Jesus walked. He didn't give you a systematic theology. He gave you parables, stories with gaps, riddles that required you to go inward. He said, "The kingdom of God is within you," not in a book, not in a creed, within. And where is within? It's in the silence. It's in the space where thought stops and presence begins. It's in the monad. But here's the twist, the dangerous part, the part that got the Gnostics labeled heretics and their texts buried in jars beneath the desert. If the monad is within you, if you are made of the same substance as the source, then you are not separate from God. You are God, expressing himself through the limitation of form, not in ego, not in arrogance, but in essence, in the deepest truth of what you are before thought, before name, before identity. And that teaching dismantles every power structure on earth. Because if everyone is divine, no one can rule over another in the name of divinity. No pope, no king, no empire. The monad levels everything. This is why Jesus was killed, not because he claimed to be the Son of God, but because he invited everyone to realize the same. He said, "You will do greater works than I have done." He said, "Be perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect." He said, "The kingdom is here now, within you." He was pointing to the monad, and they silenced him for it. But here's the beautiful, terrifying truth. They couldn't silence the teaching, because the teaching was never in words. It was in the way he lived, the way he prayed in solitude, the way he withdrew to the mountains, the way he spoke in parables that required inner stillness to understand, the way he looked into people's eyes and saw not their sin, but their source. He was teaching the return to the monad, not through theology, through being. Are you still with me? If your spirit is trembling, if something ancient in you is waking up, then mark this moment, hit like, subscribe, because the revelation is about to reach its peak, and you need to be here for what comes next. Let me take you to a place most will never go. The Gospel of Thomas, saying 77, Jesus says, "I am the light that is over all things. I am all. From me all came forth. and to me all attained. Split a piece of wood, I am there. Lift up the stone, and you will find me there. Read that again, slowly. He's not saying he's a man from Nazareth. He's saying he is the consciousness within all form, the light behind the light, the presence in the wood, the stone, the breath, the silence. He is the monad speaking through flesh, and he's inviting you to realize the same, because you too are that light. You too are that presence. You've just forgotten. The Gnostics understood this. They called it gnosis, not belief, not faith, knowledge, direct, experiential, unmediated knowledge of the divine within. And Jesus didn't give sermons on gnosis. He gave practices, he gave silence, he gave presence. He said, when you pray, go into your room and shut the door. Why? Because the monad is found in solitude, in the absence of distraction. In the death of the ego's chatter, he said, be still and know that I am God. Not think, not analyze, be still, because in stillness the monad reveals itself, not as an idea, but as your own deepest nature. And this is where the teaching becomes apocalyptic, because if the monad is the truth, if the silence is the teaching, then everything else is illusion. Every label, every identity, every religion that claims exclusive access to God, every empire that claims divine right, every ego that claims separation, all of it crumbles in the presence of the monad, because the monad is the end of division. It is the return to unity, and unity cannot be controlled. It cannot be bought. It cannot be weaponized. It can only be known. This is why the early church banned the Gnostic texts. This is why the mystics were burned. This is why the apophatic tradition was pushed to the margins, because the monad is dangerous, not to you, but to power, to hierarchy, to anyone who profits from your belief that you are separate from God. But Jesus never stopped teaching it. Even from the cross, he taught it. In his final breath, he said, Father, into your hands I commit my spirit, not my body, not my identity, my spirit, the essence, the divine spark, the fragment of the monad returning to the whole. And then, silence, the ultimate teaching. So what does this mean for you? Right now, in this moment, in this breath, it means that everything you've been searching for outside yourself is already within. It means that the silence you fear is actually the doorway. It means that the monad, the infinite, unnameable source, is not distant. It's here. It's the awareness reading these words. It's the presence behind your thoughts. It's the stillness that remains when everything else falls away. Jesus didn't describe the monad because description would destroy it. He embodied it. He invited you to embody it. And his silence, his refusal to define, to limit, to cage the infinite, that was the most radical act of love in human history, because he trusted you to find it yourself. Not through a priest, not through a book, but through the direct lived experience of your own divine nature. This is the teaching they tried to bury. This is the revelation they tried to silence. But silence cannot be silenced. The monad cannot be destroyed. And the truth is already in you. You are not separate from the source. You are the source, dreaming itself into form. And the moment you stop seeking, the moment you rest in the silence, you remember. Not because someone told you, but because you are it. You always have been. You always will be. Jesus knew. The mystics knew. The Gnostics knew. And now you know. The question is, what will you do with this knowing? Will you return to the noise? Or will you sit in the silence and let the monad reveal itself? Because it's waiting. It's always been waiting. And it has no words. Only presence. Only light. Only you. This is the teaching Jesus never spoke. Because it cannot be spoken. It can only be lived. It can only be breathed. It can only be known. And now the silence is yours. If this revelation has shaken something loose in your soul, if you feel the ancient truth vibrating in your bones, don't walk away from this moment. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, because the mysteries are just beginning to unfold, and the next episode will take you even deeper into the forbidden knowledge that was hidden for 2,000 years. You were meant to find this. You were meant to hear this, and the journey has only just begun. Go in silence, go in light, and remember, you are the monad, dreaming itself awake.